Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu asyrafil anbiya mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So we shall begin with our lecture, Grand Secret Part 6. But before that, we go for the synopsis first of the previous lecture, in particular, the Grand Secret 5. So, for a Sufi, you must have the knowledge. We have learned certainty of knowledge and certainty of vision. You must have the knowledge that everything comes from the container. From the container manifested the essence. From the essence manifested the grand design of the Lawh Mahfuz. So this is the knowledge. With this knowledge, when you look at the existence before you, this is a grand design, the Lawh Mahfuz, or the the master plan, the divine master plan. Whatever you see before you, the creation, including space and time, this is the divine master plan or grand design. When you see what before you, because you have the knowledge, this facade before you, behind the facade is the essence. And behind the essence is divine containment looking at us. So you must have the knowledge. This knowledge, certainty of knowledge, is like you're looking at a shirt, you can see the threads that make up the shirt. And by looking at the thread, you know it's from the cotton. Okay? So similarly, when you see all existence before you, including space and time, the knowledge that you have, the certainty of knowledge that you have, behind this is the essence. And behind the essence is the divine containment looking at you. Okay? That must be. So you can see this picture of this man. He looked at the nature before him. And what did he say? I know behind these facades is your containment, my Lord. He's a beautiful guy. He has the knowledge. He's a wonderful man, this one. I know behind these facades is you looking at me, or your containment, my Lord. He's not blind, this guy. Spiritually, he's not blind. He looked at the facades before him with the knowledge. He knows, I know you are behind these facades. This facade is like a one-way mirror. We can't look through it, but the other side can look through it and look at us. So when he, before nature or before anything, he said, I know behind this facade is your containment, my Lord. This guy. Because he has that certainty of knowledge. And when with certainty of knowledge comes the vision. The vision. See, he has the original vision, he can see the grand design. The secondary vision, that is the hakikat, to see the essence. The primary vision, he can see the containment. So, sifat is the original, hakikat the secondary, marifat the primary vision. So whenever he see the original vision that is before him, natural, original, right, before him. You can use it original or natural vision before him. He knows behind it. Not only he knows, he see behind it the secondary vision or the hakikat or the essence. And with that, he can look further with the primary vision or the marifat vision, the containment. So when he not only have knowledge, but he cannot, certainty of knowledge brought about certainty of vision, as stated in the Quran. with a certainty of knowledge and certainty, you will get certainty of vision. So here, you just know we had he has the certainty of knowledge, and with that he has certainty of vision. When he see the facade in front of him, he knows this is a natural vision or original vision, but he knows behind it is the essence, and that is a secondary vision or the hakikat, and behind that is the Lord divine container, and that is the primary vision or marifat. So not only he has knowledge, but he has the vision too, certainty of vision. See the primary vision there. His vision went behind creation, behind the essence. His vision is seeing the divine containment behind it. So a Sufi not only have the certainty of knowledge, but the certainty of vision, certainty of knowledge bring about certainty of vision. When he see a flip-flop, he see the flip-flop is the feature, but that flip-flop, the essence is the rubber. From that knowledge, he knows he can see the rubber tree. Okay? Not only he has knowledge, he has vision. So whenever he see the facade before him, including space and time, whatever facade it will be, including space and time, he knew behind it is the essence, and he knew he is looking at the divine container. Wherever you turn, there's me. Oh my God. Many of us will fell on our knee and cry. Wherever you turn, wheresoever you turn, there is my container. The realization made many of us cry because we are no longer blind. Wherever you turn, there's me looking at you. Okay? Because you have already had the knowledge, certainty of knowledge, then you now have certainty of vision. You can go by the primary vision. So this guy looking at the sky before him, and you see the continent behind all this, and you see what happened. I'm seeing you, oh Lord. I'm seeing you, even though he's looking at the sky, but he knew behind this is the divine container because of the knowledge. And he said, I am seeing you, oh Lord, I am seeing you. Of course, you can stop the floodgate, once the realization comes into you. No matter how long you have been a Sufi. I've been a Sufi from 1978, and yet still tears dropping every time the awareness comes. You can't stop. Everywhere you turn, there is the divine container. And I'm seeing you, oh Lord. And that is what Rasulullah said. You have reached the level of ihsan. What is ihsan? You see this guy say, behind this facade, I'm seeing you, and you are seeing me, oh Lord. That is the level of ihsan. That means you have the certainty of vision that you know you are looking at the divine container behind this facade. And at the same time, you know also the divine container is looking at you. I see you and you see me, oh Lord. And that is the level of ihsan. Everywhere he walks, everywhere he is, he sees the Lord. And he knows the Lord is seeing him. He's not spiritually blind. And this is the level of ihsan. And Shah Waliullah, famous saint in India, said, people who have attained this knowledge and vision have reached the level of a sun. And if you have followed my lectures, many of you have reached that level of a sun. You have that certainty of vision, looking at divine containment behind all these facades. At the same time, you know that divine containment is looking at you. That is the level of a sun. And that awakens us from our sleep. Yeah, and that's where the tears drop. No? Because suddenly you realize, oh my God, why I didn't realize this from before? Why I've been committing sin and whatnot, not knowing that he's looking all the time. Why can't I see him before? Because you don't have the knowledge. The certainty of knowledge and certainty of vision. Once you have this certainty of knowledge, certainty of vision, the whole facade is lifted and you can see the divine containment and you awaken and you can see. You see their eyes overflowing with tears. For that, they recognize the truth. They recognize, they know, looking at the facade, they know behind it the divine containment looking at them, and they are looking at the divine containment. And they say, oh Lord, we have believed. Please write us among the witnesses who are seeing your divine containment behind the facades. Okay. So when I recounted to them the sign of the merciful, so when I tell you or describe to you that behind all this facade is the divine containment, these people will fall on their knees and cry. And I've seen this many in my seminars, sitting on their chairs and cry like baby, because all of a sudden they awaken to the truth that wherever they turn, behind the facade is the divine containment looking at them. So many during the seminar broke down and cried. Truly, they are men who have both the inward affections and the outward tears. In weeping, God measures more the sorrow than the tears. Of course, when we cry, we feel sorrowful because we are blind, blinded that we was not aware. We were not aware that the divine containment is looking at us. But once we are aware, not only we weep, we also have sorrow in our heart for being blinded for this. Okay? And you can see it's like the whole body break down, Really you shudder, shivers, cry. And what Jesus said, as God lived, they are found men from whose eyes no tears has ever fallen, and yet they have wept more than 1,000 of those who do shed tears. So some, they don't show the tears, but inwardly the sorrow is so great. There are many instances where the Sufis, after awakened, they fell down soon and died. Because they can't take it. The revelation, the truth came so hard. Many of them died. they can't carry the truth. They soon and died because the sorrow inside for being blinded for many, many years, spiritually blind. And Jesus say, wherefore I say to you truly, that if God our Lord enlighten not the heart of man, the reasoning of man are of no avail. So, if you are not enlightened, whatever I talk to you, no use. There is no effect. You must be enlightened. That means you must know, you must have the certainty of knowledge. You must have the certainty of visions. You must reach the level of a son, right? Otherwise, whatever I've communicated to you, no use. It didn't bring the desired effect. That's what Jesus said. So you must feel it, feel the existence of the container. You must feel it. Knowing not enough. You must have the vision and you must feel it. Feel the existence. Otherwise, no point. There is no deep realization without the feeling of the existence of the container looking at you. Okay? So that's why Jesus said, without enlightenment, whatever description, whatever knowledge that we give, no point. You must be enlightened. You must feel it. And then awaken, and therefore you enlighten. And there, wherever you turn, you know you can escape from the mighty Lord. His container looking at you, see. Wherever you turn, you know the container is there. 24 hours. And you shiver most of the time whenever you realize this. And therefore you are enlightened 24 hours. All this. You can spiritually see the existence of the divine container behind all the facades surrounding you. And with that, you can remember him for a very long, long time. Lasting remembrance of the Lord in your mind. With that awakening and enlightenment, the remembrance of the Lord in your mind become lasting. Okay? So you can see here, for man cannot here upon earth have God his creator always in memory. This is what Jesus say. Save them that are holy, for they always have God in memory, because they have in them the light of the grace of God, so that they cannot forget God. So when you are enlightened, you can remember the Lord for a very, very long time. Lasting memory in your mind. Because you are enlightened. You have the light of the grace of God enlightened. What Jesus says. So our Prophet Muhammad say, my eyes sleep, but not my heart, spiritual heart. And his wife, Aisha radhiyallahu anha, said, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, constantly remember Allah. Once you are enlightened, your spiritual heart can remember Allah for a very, very long time. Okay? In your mind, it's always the remembrance of Allah, everlasting, inshallah. Okay? And then you get back the innocent loss. And that is, many of you that followed my lectures had gained the innocent loss. Please guide them, Guard them. Don't lose it again. You see, our forefather and mother, Adam and Eve, they had this innocence, but they were removed. The innocence was removed from them by the work of Satan. But Satan made them, Adam and Eve, sleep and removed them from the innocent state they were in. You see, the innocent state. Adam and Eve, even though they were undressed, they were not aware because of the innocence. Their minds were innocent. They don't see that they were undressed until Satan had caused them to sin. Then they saw that they were nude, naked. Then they started to take leave and cover themselves. Okay. And Satan too also lost their innocence. We can see that. For Adam and Eve, I had already explained before in my previous lecture, but I want to talk about Satan. This is what Jesus explained. I prayed and fasted to our God who spoke to me by his angel Gabriel. What seek you, O Jesus, and what is your request? I answered, Lord, you know of what evil Satan is the cause, and that through his temptation many perish. He is your creature, O Lord, whom you did create. Therefore, Lord, have mercy on him. God answered, Jesus, behold, I will pardon him. Only cause him to say, O Lord, I've sinned. Have mercy on me. And the Lord said, I will pardon him and restore him to his first state. There, he also has a state of innocence. Okay. And what Jesus said? Jesus said, and tell me, if it were not well, you Satan, should you return to your first beauty and your first state. They also had the state of innocence, but they go against the Lord. They lost it. Okay? Then Satan, in a derisive manner, wake his head and saying, come now, let us make this peace between me and God. And what must be done? Say you, O Jesus, since you are sound in mind. And I answer, 2 words only need be spoken. Satan replied, what words? Jesus said this, I have sinned, have mercy on me. So Jesus asked Satan to say to the Lord, I've sinned, have mercy on me. And what did Satan say? Then Satan said, now, willingly will I make this peace. If God will say the same thing to me, you see, how rascal this guy is. Huh? Now depart from me. Jesus was very angry. He asked Satan to say, oh God, I've sinned, please forgive me. And Satan to Jesus asked God to tell me that, that God has sinned and asked me to forgive him. And what Jesus said, now depart from me, O cursed one, for you are the wicked author of all injustice and sin, but God is just and without any sin. So even not only Adam and Eve have the innocent state of innocence, even Satan also have the state of innocence before they were kicked out from heaven. Okay, and so human being also. Every infant born innocent, state of innocence. Every infant born in state of innocence, but his parent made him Jewish, Christian, or pagan. Another hadith say is a Satan. Okay, so you can see baby, girl and boy sleep together because state of innocence. There's no hanky-panky there. Okay? So once you have this enlightenment, remember, I say, once you have this enlightenment, it is inevitable you will get your state of innocence back, because your mind abruptly, like being poured acid into it, become clear, clean, purified, and holistic. You have that state of innocence, and keep that. Remember to keep that. Keep your mind clean, cleansing. You already cleansed. Once you have enlightened, your mind is cleansed. That's the state of innocence. Okay, you have to really keep it that way until death come to you. Okay, so with that state of innocence, your spiritual heart will be shining. Okay, so you see, at that time there will appear a light from your inside and manifest itself on your outside. That's the aura. That's the aura. And I see some of you, the faces, the aura is there. In the manner of the light of a lamp, which is in a dark night, appearing through its orifices like hole and loopholes, and the outside of the house illuminated by the light of the inside. That's the aura. One day shall thou see the believing man and the believing woman, how their lights run forward before them. And during the seminar, we always, I say we because some of our members also could see this light among our people. The light that is common only to angels and prophets and holy friends of God. Okay, this is what Jesus said. The light that is common only to angels, prophets, and holy friends of God. Okay. So please, take care of your state of innocence. Your mind is cleansed. The state of innocence is regained back. Guard it properly. How you guard it properly, we'll see it later. And at the same time, once you're enlightened, you get your state of innocence, you're also feeling at peace, feeling peaceful, at peace, feeling peaceful. Okay? And this is what Allah said. The believers, their heart are at peace when remembering Allah. Remember, only by remembering Allah, the heart is at peace. Their skin and heart become tranquil when remembering Allah. So because once you are enlightened, I said earlier, you can remember Allah in your mind for a very, very long time. The cleansing effect of the enlightenment help you to retain the remembrance of Allah in your mind for a long, long time. And that brings peace to your mind. Yeah? So by remembering Allah, you feel peace. And if you remember Allah in your mind for a very long time, got the effect of awakening and enlightenment, and definitely you feel at peace with nature and with the Lord. Okay? So once you are at peace, and you can sit hours in contemplation of the Lord, contemplating or remembering the Lord, hours. You feel so carried away, sitting down and remember you. And you continue this way. One day, you will be invited by the Lord to join those who had passed this level. And that's what the Lord says. Ah, thou spirit at peace, return to thy Lord, content is his good pleasure, enter then together with my other servant. You will join them. Enter thou my paradise. To me, that is the realm of tranquility. You found yourself sitting in a world so tranquil. And I sat there from 1978 to 1990. And that was the beautiful part of my life. Why I say that? Because I don't need to teach. Nobody know me. I was free only to be with the Lord. 3 a.m. in the morning, I went to the mosque to sit in the mosque 3 a.m. in the morning, read the Quran until dawn prayer. 10 o'clock, after I come back from Subuh, I rest. 10 o'clock in the morning, I took my bath to go to the mosque to pray the Zuhur prayer. 10 o'clock in the morning. People think I'm crazy. No. My mind was full with the Lord. I'm never frightened even if there's a ghost. 2, 3 a.m. I would walk to the mosque about 10 minutes from my house and stayed in the mosque using a small light to read the Quran. 10 o'clock in the morning, bath already, going to the mosque for the Zuhur prayer. And I feel peaceful in that. Nobody knows me, nobody disturbs me. I have no divine task given. Only people found me strange, they thought I'm crazy, I'm all the time with the Lord. You are invited. So 1978 to 1990, then I was asked to, given this knowledge, to come down and teach. And during those times, 78 to 1990, I can OBE all the time, astral travel all the time, free like a bird, until the task is given. Then you have to work like the sun, no holiday, no MC, 25 or 35 hours a day you work for the Lord. Okay? No rest. Continue. You see the prophet, all the same, until death comes for busy. So once you are already in this realm of tranquility, this is the realm of tranquility. Once you are in there, be steadfast. You have not been given a task. Sit there and do your worship. Do whatever necessary. You have not given the task yet. So what you do? Worship. Do a lot of worship. Okay? The first thing is to always remember Allah, zikrullah. Remember Him in your mind, non-stop, continuously remember Him. Because your mind has been cleansed, your innocence regained, you can remember Him a long, long time. Okay? The zikrullah will go on, and then you also support that with non-obligatory worship in addition to the obligatory worship. So apart from the 5 times a day, and it's a side worship, then you can also at night wake up, do your worship, night worship. You can do your fasting, reading the Quran and whatnot. And during those times, you can do all this because the spiritual strength is there. I could even memorize part of the Quran, which are very long. I can still memorize and use it in my worship. Because your mind cleanses, everything clear, you can absorb this. Okay, you can see here. So when you are in that realm of tranquility, you have no task given. Continue with worship. First, remembrance of Allah, the obligatory prayer and the non-obligatory prayer. Carry that out. See, you see Harista, the prophet companion. Harista spent his night in worship and his days in fasting. culminating to his feeling of as if he sees the divine throne protruding from the sky. When Rasulullah was informed of this, he said, Haristha, you have achieved a solid understanding of faith, and that he must continue to be steadfast in his acts of worship. So those of you who have obtained this enlightenment, please continue with your worship, and even invited to the realm of tranquility, continue with the worship. Okay? And that is, remember Allah, do your obligatory prayer and the non-obligatory worship also. God give more guidance to those who are guided, and good deed of lasting merits are best and most rewarding in your Lord's sight. The ones who are enlightened know that God will guide you more for a good deed of lasting merits. So once you can sit for hours in contemplation of the Lord, and you felt tranquil, you are in the realm of tranquility. And that realm of tranquility, that is the level that the Satan cannot go up and disturb you. Okay? Stay there, continue your worship, all right? Obligatory, non-obligatory, remembrance of Allah, continue until you're given a task. Otherwise, just be there. You can sit hours there in contemplation of the Lord. And that's beautiful. You don't have anything to worry. You know, you are not given a task. Okay? And be contented with the position you are. Once you are there, be contented. Don't ask to be something else. I want to be Superman. I want to be this. I want to be that. Don't. This is all nonsense, you know. Don't you ever do that. Just be thankful you already reached the realm of tranquility. Be thankful you already can have divine contemplation for a very long period. Be thankful you are not burdened with anything. Only do your worship, obligatory, non-obligatory, remembering him, sit there quietly. Nobody disturb you because they found you a strange person. You're happy. Okay? Don't ask for anything. Don't ask to do magic. All that, don't. Then you are making the Lord like your boy. No. For that is better to be content with little in order to receive much, than to be unbridled in the little and be deprived of all and abide in torment. Don't ask nonsensical things, please. If you have this kind of thing, you still have not reached the realm of tranquility. Because you are there. The Lord say, oh, spirit at peace. Come back to me and join my people. These are the people who never ask for something more than what they have. Sit there quietly, just remember, continue your worship. Don't ask for anything. Be contented as you are. Okay? And during those times, if he wants to give you a task, there will be ultimate cleansing going on. You'll be cleansed again. Okay? Allah will not be with you if you have not annihilated your desire and wants. I told you. Don't try to have to ask for anything. That means you still have desire and want. If there remains still any tiny bit of yourself, Allah will destroy it until nothing of yourself remains. Zero. Okay? If you want to give you the task, he will make you zero. Okay? With this experience, your heart will be more shattered, which ultimately annihilated your desires and wants. And you will be just like a broken jar, which contains not a single drop of water. God, no desire, nothing. And what Jesus said. Truly I say to you that many make ablution and go to pray, many fast and give alms, and many study and preach to others, whose end is abominable before God. Because they cleanse the body and not the heart. The heart is not cleansed. They cry with the mouth, not with the heart. They abstain from meat and fill themselves with sins. They give to others things not good for them, in order that they may be held good. They study that they may know to speak, not to work. They preach to others against that which they do themselves, and thus are condemned by their own tongues. As God lives, these do not know God with their hearts. For if they knew him, they would love him, and sin whatsoever a man has, he has received it from God. Even so, should he spend all for the love of God. So once you have your own desires, you harbor a certain intention, you are out. Okay? That's why Jesus said, there are many on the surface look, wow, but behind it, rotten apples. Okay? And once God has cleansed you, properly cleansed you, okay, you become a new self, a new person, unassuming. First, you'll be unassuming. The only people who truly believe in our messages are those who, when they are reminded of them, bow down in worship, celebrate their Lord praises, and unassuming. You cannot assume anything. You just divine puppets. You cannot assume anything. You don't have anything. Okay. And what Jesus said, when you are invited, remember not to set yourself in the higher place, in order that if a greater friend of the host come, the host say not to you, arise and sit down, lower down. Arise and sit lower down, which were a shame to you. So don't put yourself high pedestal, because once the Lord put you down, it brings shame to you. But go and sit in the meanest place, in order that he who invited you may come and say, arise, friend, and come and sit here above. For then shall you have great honor. For everyone that exalts himself, everyone that exalts himself shall be humble, and that humble himself shall be exalted. Always remember this. Everyone that exalts himself shall be humble, and he that humble himself shall be exalted. So be unassuming. Okay. Because why you have to be unassuming? Because you don't exist. One who knows himself and knows his God will surely know that he does not exist. So don't you assume power, assume greatness. No. Okay, we have learned Islam, surrender. Don't be judgmental. Don't judge people. Never, never do it. A Sufi will never be judgmental, judging people. It's a job, not the job of the Sufi. The Sharia, yes, but not the Sufi. You will never hear of the Sufi say, oh, this haram, it is not haram, or this hell, this is paradise, you go to hell, you go. No. Sufi must not be judgmental, you see. So that's why Allah also said, for he thought and he decided. And woe to him, how he decided. Yes, woe to him, how he decided. So Sufi will never decide. That's why you don't hear Sufi say, oh, hell, oh, paradise, oh, seed, oh, you got the God blessing, whatnot. Everything, leave it to the Lord. Okay? And what Jesus say, woe to them, because they leave the scepter of his judgment from the hand of God, who says, I am witness and judge. and my honor I will give to none. So don't be judgmental. Never, never be judgmental. Therefore I say to you, Jesus said, judge not, and you shall not be judged. Judge not, and you shall not be judged. Okay, so nowadays you see people, unbelievers will go to hell. Believers go to paradise. Don't you judge. Even our prophet was chastised by Allah when he was upset that many of his followers still have not become Muslim believers. And what God said, oh Muhammad, if I want them to be all believers, I can do so. Don't you be ignorant. He wants it that this way, so be it. And Allah also said to the Prophet, when he can't persuade, he could not persuade his close one to become Muslim. And what did Allah say? You cannot guide those who are close to you to faith. I'm the one who guide them. Okay? So be careful, don't judge, and so that you shall not be judged. For judgment, leave it to God. Don't leave the scepter of judgment from the hand of God. So a Sufi must not be judgmental. And live moderately. Moderately. Don't be too materialistic. Don't be too materialistic. Look at what Jesus said. We are journeying as pilgrims. Our life, we like pilgrims. Does the pilgrim encumber himself with palaces and field and other earthly matter on the way? No. Urgently no. But he bear things light and price for their usefulness and convenient for the road. This now should be an example unto you. Yes, we are Sufi. We walk in the path, the divine path. We know life is temporary. We don't need materialism. We need what? Necessity we need, or necessaries to keep us alive. So be it. Materialistic view or gain, not part of our life. And that's what also Jesus advised. And again, Jesus said, truly I say to you, said Jesus, all the saints and prophet of God have been Pharisees. Pharisees are Sufis. Okay? That is seekers of God or Sufis. Not in name as you are, but in very deed, because they are like the Sufis. Okay? For in all their acts, they sought God, their creator. And for the love of God, they forsook cities and their own goods, selling their goods and giving to the poor for love of God. So don't be materialistic, live moderately. We like a traveler in this life. And the Quran says, be moderate in your stride. Do not be tight-fisted, for you'll be blameworthy, nor so open-handed, for you will be end up in poverty. Moderately, live moderately as a Sufi. And be also charitable. That you give in charity because you're looking for the divine blessing, divine container. Feed the poor for the sake of God, the container of Allah. Okay, not to get reward or gratitude. Seek no favor in return, but only the desire to see the container of the Lord Most High. So give news to the charitable. So give what is due to kindred, the needy, and the wayfarer. That's best for those who seek the container of God, and it is they who will prosper. So you are looking for enlightenment. You're looking for awakening. Do a lot of charities for this, for the sake of achieving the awakening or the enlightenment. Jesus said that whatever they gave for love of God, they should receive 100-fold in return. So be charitable and steadfast to predestination. Please, there's no two ways about it. You have to hold to predestination. There's no two ways about it. Everything is predestined. There's no two ways about it. The God has said, my plan is firm, so there cannot be any change. Even the prophet say, if you think you can change it, you are urgently will be put in hell. Okay? So, who when disaster strike them say, indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we return. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. That means to say, oh God, we belong to you. Do whatever you need to do. We have no say because we belong to you. We come from you and return to you. These are the people who receive Allah's blessing and mercy, and it's they who are rightly guarded. Okay? No quarrel. Even they lost their close one, they will say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. Even they were struck by calamities, they lost all their properties, asset, they will say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. They accept this wholeheartedly, the predestination. Unto Him submit whosoever is in the heavens and the earth, willingly or unwillingly, and unto Him they will be returned. If you understood that, there's no question of not accepting. Okay, everything has been predestined. Hold to that. The prophet had said that if you don't believe in this, you have no faith. And even you donate sky-high gold in donation, Allah will reject it. And this was used by Padrika yesterday. So if you don't believe in predestination, even you donate mountain high of gold, will be rejected. Okay? And be affectionate. They must be loved in your heart, because you can see in everything that you turn, behind is the divine container. How can you be cruel? Okay? And He make affection and mercy among you. Truly, in that are certainly signs for folk who reflect. Okay? Indeed, those who believe and did good deeds will be bestowed for them in the most gracious affection. So if you have reached enlightenment, all that, inshallah, God will put in your heart affection. And you will find that people around you love and like you. People around you feel peaceful, safe, and high regard of you. Okay? Because the love, affection is there. Not vindictiveness, cruelty, narcissistic, all that. No. You are a changed person. Okay? And trust, truthful. Among those, we created a group of people who guide with truth and act justly according to it. You see, many of us were passed on knowledge truthfully, did not ask for something in return. We do it out of our clean heart. We do it for the Lord. We do it voluntarily for the Lord. Nothing did we ask in return. Okay? And same the prophet also. All the prophet said in the Quran, Allah said, tell them, I'm doing this and I'm not asking payment from you all. Same, we are doing this. Even the seminar I did, alhamdulillah, I never asked for payment. The prophet also never asked for payment. But if people give, I will take, but I will never ask. Okay? And be trustworthy. O you who believe, fulfill your commitment. O you who believe, do not betray God and the messenger. No betray your trust while you know, please. So when I got this enlightenment, I remembered, the Lord made me remember I had owed $5 to an old friend. That was 1978, I think, or 79. And I've not seen him for 2, 3 years. I looked for him. I found him. I gave back his $5. He got shocked. After all these years, he remember, yes. And then I went to look for my tailor, who I took a pen 3 years ago and never paid. He made a pen for me, trousers. Look for him. I paid him and give him extra more. He said, what for the extra? I say, for what I had done about 3 years, never pay you. This was my punishment. I laughed. And then I went to my kampong, those people. I apologized to them for all the fruit I took during the night. You know, morning they found the fruit gone. Where my mango? It was done by me, you know. So I went and asked for apologize to them, and you know they say, oh, it's you. A lot of scolding I got, but you know, and I committed some wrongdoing to a particular friend. I looked for him, and I found one day in the bus with me, and asked for forgiveness. He was shocked. He said, you still remember? Yes. Okay. So don't betray your trust. Okay. You had done wrong. There's no sin, no shame to admit and ask for forgiveness. And hold on to the Lord. Whatever, hold to the Lord. Never let go. Whatever. That's a strong rope for you. Whoever submit himself wholly to God and is a doer of good has grabbed the most trustworthy handle, which God rests the outcome of all events. And I had one time being sued for $2 million for professional negligence, though I don't think I did it. And I will hang on to the Lord. And that time was the time when I took my master degree in Sharia also. Well, and of course I lost weight with that. And I'm telling you that's not the way to lose weight, but worried. At the end of the day, they found me innocent. But during that time, there's no others I can hold on, only to the Lord. Every day, hold on to Him, pray for justifiable outcome, and I was clear. And there are many other situations also. You hang on to Him. That's the only place you can hang on. Nobody can help you. But that was during when I was 40, 50 years old at the time. I am 70 plus. Okay. So, alhamdulillah, I'm all right now. Okay. Nobody will want to do anything to me. I'm 72, and then coming to 73. If I step over a stone, fell down, I may die. Right? So we are only at this the part of life. The test is not as great when we are young. So, but whatever it is, when you are faced with this, hold on to the Lord. Tell Him your problem. Hold on to Him like Jacob. He lost Joseph. He said, I only tell the Lord my problem, not to others. So he hang on to the Lord for the loss of his son, beloved son Joseph. And more than 20 years later, he got his son back. But for over 20 years, he hold on to the Lord until he become blind. He doesn't let go. Similar also, Job, Job. He lost everything, including his health. He hang on to the Lord many years. Hang on. And finally, the Lord let him out. Same also, Jonah was in the belly of the fish. So many months or maybe years, I don't know. But he hang on to the Lord. And finally was released. Look, when this thing happened, please don't hold to persons or go to what is a shrine and whatnot. These are nonsense. The Lord is nearer than your jugular vein. Hold on to him. Go up. Tell him your problem and hold on. Hold on. There's no other place and no one can help you except him. Hold on to him. Hold on. Inshallah, the help will come because he said, I'm near. I'm near than your jugular vein. I'm near and I listen to your supplication and I'll fulfill the supplication of those who supplicated me. Okay? So hold on to the Lord. That is your divine foothold. Okay? And believe that everything that the Lord had created or planned, they are merits because he's the most wise. Never think there's no merit. That's why the Lord say, and we have not created heaven and earth and all that is in between them without meaning and purpose. And that is the surmise of those who are bent on denying the truth. Okay? Believe that everything got merit, and as they say, everything got a reason for it. Okay? Believe that because these things are being planned by the Almighty, the All-Wise. He knows what he's doing. So that's why he say, which is my favor you deny? Everything. Which of my favor you dispute? Okay? And in the Surah Al-Imran, those who remember Allah while standing, sitting, or reclining on their backs and reflect in the creation of the heaven and earth, they will say, oh Lord, you have not created this in vain. Glory be to you. Yeah. These are people who accept everything God merits. They never ask, why? Because Jesus say, wherefore is the gate of hell? He cannot be questioned for his acts, but they will be questioned for theirs. And then once you have, if you have not been given the task, but you are in the realm of tranquility, or if you are not in the realm of tranquility, also okay, but live a normal life. I mean, of course, you'll be a bit strange, a bit different, but that doesn't mean you must be a crooked person. You must be vindictive, narcissistic, all that. No. Lead a normal life. Ordinary people, humblers, good person, that kind of thing. Live a normal life. Don't say that, everything has been predetermined, predestined. Don't need to do anything. Don't say that. Do whatever you want to do, but that is predestination. If my children done bad, shouldn't I correct them? Yes, go ahead. Correct them. That is predestination. If my son keep on taking drugs, should I keep on advise him or leave it to the Lord? Keep on advise him if you want to. That is predestination. Okay. That means what you want to do, you have the liberty to do. You have the free will to do. Do anything you want, go ahead. But that free will is also in predestination. I shall endeavor to succeed. Go ahead, endeavor. Endeavor as you like. And that also in predestination. Nothing is outside. So do I have free will? Yes. Continue what you want to do. Continue. Free will. Go ahead. That is also in predestination. Nothing is outside. You are not restricted to freely exercise your will. Go ahead. But then realize even that is also in predestination. Please remember this. Right? Exercise your free will. Whatever you go ahead. There's no restriction. But even that is in predestination. Remember that, okay? So lead a normal life. Rasulullah say, don't just fold your arm and say, everything has been predestined, I don't need to do anything. No. Rasulullah say, don't do that. Just live normally. Okay, you have the free will, go ahead. Even that free will is also within predestination. And you will have spiritual strength. When you are cleansed, you can remember the Lord for a very long time. And he will be given the spiritual strength. Those who patiently persevere, seeking the container of their Lord, establish regular prayers, spend out of the gift, that means charity, were bestowed for their sustenance secretly and openly. That means Allah will safeguard, your sustenance, and turn off evil with good. For such, there is the final attainment of their eternal home. Allah will give you the strength and keep off evil from you. Okay? Do the will of God, and He will provide for your need in so much that nothing shall be lacking unto you. So go ahead, don't worry. If you are given a task, go ahead, do it. Don't worry about your sustenance. Allah promised, even the Quran and even Jesus say here, that He will take care of your sustenance if you are doing His work. And be forgiving. Kind words and forgiveness are better than charity followed by injury. Okay? It's not, well, we understood is He did that because it's only predestination. Okay? And we know that behind all that is the Lord, the container of the Lord. So be forgiving. But Alhamdulillah, if we have reached that stage, there is no vindictiveness. There's more of surrender, Islam, acceptance of the predestination, and so on. So the vindictiveness is not there. You are more forgiving, okay? And gentleness, please. The Rasulullah is very gentle. So you reach this stage, you will get this gentleness. And by mercy of Allah, you dealt with them gently. And had you been severe and harsh-hearted, they would have broken away from about you. They will run away from you. So once you have this enlightenment and all that, the Lord will make you gentle, forgiving, gentle, and giving the spiritual strength to continue His work or continue your worship for Him. And He'll give you divine guidance from time to time. And those who strive in our cause, we certainly guide them to our path. For verily Allah with those who do right. And this is where my colleague Pardeka and our friend Achong, and they took this task to teach. And they found that the Lord give them guidance what to deliver every time when they are doing lectures. We'll be having more and more lecturers coming up next year. And inshallah, they will feel the divine guidance coming down to them. Without this, difficult to teach the subject. It is they who are truly guided by their Lord. It is they who will be successful. And whoever believes in Allah, He will guide his heart. And Allah is knowing of all things. Those are they whom God has guided, so follow their guidance. Say, Allah guides to the truth, so is He who guides to the truth more worthy to be followed, or he who guides not unless he is guided? Then what is wrong with you? How do you judge? So follow those who are guided. Inshallah, they'll guide you to the right path. Whoever Allah guides is truly guided, and whosoever live astray, you will find no guardian for them beside Him. They become Allah's men, and that we want, Allah's men. They are rightly guarded. They can guide other seekers of truth. They are upright and will affirm the rightness of others. They are like deputy prophets or messengers. They always receive guidance and inspiration from the Lord. These are the people which Syekh Abdul Qadir Jalmi say, people who taught knowledge of God. These are the people he said, Allah's people, Allah's men. And there he said, Ulama warasul Anbiya, the learned are the benefactors of the prophets. 124,000 prophets went to their Ummah to teach the knowledge of God, to know God and to worship the one God. And after them come his learned, as guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and these learned are carrying out the tasks after the prophets. And they are the ulama warasul anbiya. And their mind become the repository of divine knowledge. Their mind is like a school or madrasah. Such a man possesses knowledge of God, and his sign and his heart is made the repository of the rarest knowledge, and he intimates to him such secret as he has kept hidden from others, and has selected him and drawn him towards himself, and guided him and raised him towards himself, and expanded his heart to accept these secrets and higher knowledge, and made him his executor with power to guide others to the true path, as well as guiding them away from sinful and deviant acts. They become Allah's men. They are rightly guarded. They can guard others, seekers of truth. They are upright and will affirm the uprightness of others. They are like deputy prophet or messenger. They will always receive guidance and inspiration from the Lord. Okay. And see here again, they who are in this group are the summit and pinnacles of mankind, and that no one is above them except the prophet. So be respectful towards them. Do not bear animosity, nor be hostile toward them. Instead, be attentive to their saying or advices. Safety lies being with them and be close to them, whereas destruction and calamity will happen if you are disassociated from them, except those who are assisted and guided by Allah towards truth and mercy. Okay? So these are the people you have to hold on, who guide you to the right path, because they are also the divine instrument. Okay? He discovered the energy in his being is annihilated. This is then followed by his own self being annihilated, zero. Is then emptied of human action, including his own. He discovered that it's just an empty vessel. So once the cleansing, the ultimate cleansing comes into effect, you become zero. Okay? Your spiritual heart becomes zero. And then what happened? Allah action manifested on you. There's a time that you remain physically passive with feeling of serenity in your heart, an open mind, as well as a lighted face and a soul which is contented. So once you are chosen to carry out the task, you ultimately cleansed. Nothing is in you except what the Lord inspirations, the divine inspiration and direction for you to carry out your path. So your Allah action manifested on you. There's a time you are to remain physically passive with feeling of serenity in your heart and an open mind, as well as a lighted face and a soul which is contented. You will no longer entertain any desire, goal, or purpose. You are devoid of any need or yearning by virtue that your need or yearning is for Allah only. Divine will then manifest on you. Okay? You are now ready for Allah and His requirement as well as His order. And to this end, you are given the strength to carry out all Allah's instruction. In short, he become virtually instrument for Allah, the Most Exalted. So your mind will be divinely inspired. That's the reciprocity of the divine knowledge, like library or school or madrasa. You will be divinely inspired. And then the tasks were given to you, like the prophet, "O you who cover himself, arise and give warning." But Allah, if they place the sun on my right hand and the moon on my left hand for me to give up my missionary work, I shall not do so, but shall continue until Allah give me victory on them. So those who have given the task, they have to continue. until death comes along. Continue. See, the prophet said, you give me a right hand the sun and left hand the moon, I won't stop my missionary work. So do those who are given the task to teach. Go on. There are many tasks. The highest, the teaching, there is like a deputy prophet. You say Khidir, he got the task to teach. So they found one our servant Khidir on whom we had bestowed mercy from ourselves and whom we had taught knowledge from our own presence. So Khidir was given the knowledge to teach, and who he was given the task to teach? Moses. Moses was asked to teach Moses. So among those we created a group of people who guide with truth and act justly according to it. You must henceforth search for the discourse of those who have knowledge of God before their demise. So there are people also God have given the task to teach. So the task, highest task according to Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jalani, the highest in the hierarchy is teaching. And then you see Asif. Asif got the task more of power than teaching. When Prophet Solomon salam said, who can bring the throne of Queen of Sheba to my castle? One jinn, afraid, the name is afraid. I will do so, O Prophet, before you even rise from your throne. But there is Asif. Asif is a learned person from the book, Torah. And he said, I can bring the throne of Queen of Sheba before even you blink your eyes. And he could do so. He was given the task, the power. So he's not teaching, but he was given the power, the task, power of doing those things. Like even we know the story of Samson or Samson. He got the power given through his hair. Okay. And you have Uwais Karnain. He was not, sorry, it's a Malay word here. I forgot to change it. He says, I'm being sent to supplicate for the whole world, not for individual. Okay? I'm sent to supplicate dua for the whole world, but not individual. So he's given a task, supplication. And these people all who are given the task will have divine protection. Behold, verily on the friend of Allah, there is no fear, no shall they grieve. He will be their protecting friend because what they used to do, Allah is a protector and is the best of helper. Lo, my protecting friend is Allah who revealed the scripture. He befriended the righteous. And you should be in this world under the protection of Allah, the most compassionate. While for those who walk aright, he added to their guidance and gave them their protection against evil. So you are given a task. Don't you worry. Continue your task. Inshallah, Allah will guide you. So alhamdulillah, I have finished the lecture on this. We'll continue more deeper next week. So I'll stop here and return back to the coordinator, Mr. Bayu.
Baik, terima kasih. Thank you very much, Ustadz. Alhamdulillah, sahabat semuanya, baru saja kita simak musyawarah dari Ustadz. Baik, Ustadz, seperti biasa, Ustadz, 10 menit untuk zikrullah, Ustadz.
Okay, so 10 minutes we again practice to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you must remember the Prophet said this is the highest form of worship of Allah, that is zikrullah or remember him. Okay, because when we remember him, he will remember us. The link is there. So what we have to do is tell our mind Allah and then focus, stay lock all around and be steadfast. Bismillah, proceed. Allah.
Sudah 10 menit, Ustaz.
Alhamdulillah. Next week you have a Q&A, 24th of December, Christmas night. Tonight, many of you are anxiously waiting for the football. Live normally. Anyway, see you all next week for Q&A. And by the way, we will be having a lecture in Bali, 27th of January to the 30th of January. I'll be there. The lecture is on the 29th of January next year. The topic is the new brand of Islam. Okay, so inshallah we'll put forward the notification to you all, and you all to attend. You can always attend with us at Bali, inshallah. I'll be there 27 to 30th, inshallah. The lectures on 29, one whole day. So see you all next week, inshallah, Q&A. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.